What's shaking, people? Back with another reaction, back with some more Bruce Springsteen. And once again, big shout out to Michaela for providing a large personal selection of songs before we even get to a more proper deep dive through his material. And the next song I chose to react to in this expanded folder of a personally curated selection is Devils and Dust. I like the phrasing. There's number one, a poetry to it. Number two, it sounds dangerous, or at least on the more like realist side of perspective, and the alliterative quality, of course, both nouns starting with D. Like, it just has a nice symmetry and an edgy quality to it. Of course, devils might not be in a metaphysical sense. It could be devils in terms of, you know, the aspects of your psychology that haunt your behavior. It could be mean-spirited or ill-willed people that are out in the human world. Dust can mean different things. Like, literally, it's the, you know, sort of byproduct of humans and living things in a particular space for a long period of time. It can also be a visual indicator that something has been inactive for a long time. Things accumulate dust when they are not tended to or, you know, cared for or cleaned. So I feel like there's all manner of conceptual or figurative meaning that could derive out of this phrase, but without further context, it's hard to get a sense for which direction it'll be running. I'll see what I can catch on a first listen. This is Bruce Springsteen. The track is Devils and Dust, and it's part of a large playlist provided as a sort of appetizer for the larger Bruce Springsteen journey by Michaela.
Got my finger on the trigger, but I don't know who to trust. When I look into your eyes, there's just devils and dust. We're a long, long way from home, Bob. Home's a long, long way from us. Feel a dirty wind devils and dust. I got God on my side, and I'm just trying to survive. What if what you do to survive kills the things you love? Fear's a powerful thing, can turn your heart black, you can trust. It'll take a God-filled soul, feel it, devils and dust. Well, I dreamed of you last night in a field of blood and stone. Well, the blood began to dry, the smell began to rise. Well, I dreamed of you last night, Bonnie, field of mud and bone. Your blood began to dry, the smell began to rise. We've got God on our side, we're just trying to survive. What if what you do to survive kills the things you love? Fear's a powerful thing, turn your heart black, you can trust. It'll take a God-filled soul, fill it with devils and dust. It'll take a God-filled soul, fill it with devils and dust. woman and every man. They want to take a righteous stand, find the love that God wills, and the faith that He commands. I've got my finger on the trigger, and tonight faith just ain't enough. When I look inside my heart, there's just devils and dust. But I got God on my side, and I'm just trying to survive. What if what you do to survive kills the things you love? Fear's a dangerous thing. Turn your heart black, you can trust. Take your God-filled soul, fill it with devils and dust. It'll take your God-filled soul, fill it with devils and dust.
I love it. I was thinking right as I went to start the tune that it's the kind of phrase you wouldn't be surprised to find in like a Western movie, or maybe as the title of a Western movie. And when the track started, it was like, oh, like I'm immediately getting those sort of vibes, kind of like frontier Western. And his vocal delivery is sort of in that vein. So, yeah, I mean, at first it sounds like he's saying, you know, his hand's on the trigger, he's not sure about trust, was it? And then, like, all that he sees in another person's eyes is devils and dust. So then, again, maybe the idea that, you know, people are untrustworthy or they're not what they used to be, and it feels like it's externally expressed. And then he's talking to someone who, I don't know if it was like a partner, but it sounds like maybe distinct from the person whose eyes have devils and dust. Like, we're a long way from home, Bob, was it? So I don't quite know what to make of that. But then as it goes on, it sounds like he's turning it more internal, or at least, you know, more ubiquitous, and eventually the idea that devils and dust is like what's in him. But yes, like it feels like there's a commentary on the disposition of people, whether external or internal, and the idea of, you know, he's got God on his side. So, you know, devils and God being contrasted, like good and evil, or benevolent intent versus malevolent intent. And then, again, dust maybe being reflective of, you know, the difference between now and what used to be. So there's a lot going on in a tale that is also, like, very visual. So, yeah, I don't know how it all stitches together, or, you know, how to interpret the chronology of the themes. But definitely it feels like it is a reflection on, you know, trust and emotions, morality, and maybe set within a place that's very different from where you used to be. So, yeah, keen to hear people give any insight on the lyrics that may be at hand. And of course, when that harmonica comes in, it's just a really lovely, folksy, and, you know, down and almost dirty style harmonica, so definitely enjoyed that element in particular sonically. I do notice that the percussion scheme seemed to evolve, and there was a point where it got like very forceful. Like, to call it industrial might be going too far, but it definitely had a heft and a power to it, and then it would reduce and get a bit more soft. But yeah, there was an evolution in the sonics overall, and in particular in the percussion scheme, so that caught my ear. But yeah, kind of a country frontier type of track with a, you know, dusty sort of feel to it, you know, in terms of the visuals. So yeah, another compelling tune, another storytelling tune, though it does feel again like most of the lines are functioning on multiple levels, and there's a bit of a like metaphysical, but maybe as analogy for the interpersonal. So yeah, a really compelling one. Let me know what you think. Let me hear any insight that you may have, and I will see you for the next one. Peace.